So this is a little pep talk, powwow, a sit down, if you may. And most of you probably aren't gonna like it. There's a few out there who watch my channel and just other channels and that are spiritual and more enlightened and awakened and okay. I'm not saying I'm better than it. I'm just saying I'm on my path at the stage where I'm at. Okay, so um, I'm glad I had that doctor's appointment because I finally just am like, you know, tired of being poked, prodded, examined, having to show doctors your breast, your buttocks, or anywhere you have a rash, whatever, and they constantly interrupt you. And the ego, I'm just, right, and I knew I should have fasted yesterday, but I had a little bit of, I got my son French fries, so I had a few French fries dipped in ranch dressing, and we shared this little lemon bar that had blueberry from the health food store, just delicious little cookie crumb crust with like pecans in it. And it was a lemon bar with like creamy custard, and it had gelatin in it. But anyway, um, yeah, I just knew when your body tells you to fast, just do it. Because I ended up getting sick last night because that I should have just stuck with the green lemon water that I had going. I had my coffee and then had my bowel movement, and I had that green water. Should have just stuck with that because sometimes like going to the doctor can create a lot of anxiety. So I didn't. Sometimes if you don't have it before something that you're just energetically you do not want to deal with, sometimes it'll happen after that event or appointment or whatever. So, but it was good. It was a purge. And it was just confirmation that I should have listened to my body. And then, just yeah, I'm just done with doctors. The social worker that I'm working with, I'm just gonna have a home visit, show her what I'm gonna say, look, I've had this doctor feel all these lumps in my neck, and they always say, it's funny because they'll say one thing, oh, that's just a bone. I'm like, oh my god, like these people think that you don't even know your own body. I'm like, this thing on the back of my ear is not a bone. Feel the other side. Well, sometimes I'm like, I know my body. That's not. That's right. I'm done arguing with doctors. I'm done arguing with twin flames who don't want to listen. That's why my readings are so long, and they're all the same message. So it's really even pointless to even watch my readings because it's like, if it's coming in for you, it's coming in for you, your twin flame. But everyone wants to think, oh, that's me. That's going to be me and my twin flame. Well, not if you're not doing the work. And the work is getting on with it. And if you're still stuck on your twin, I know, because I was at that stage too. But you get past that stage, and it's not about your twin flame. If dreams come in and whatever, I'm not even going to share those anymore with anyone. I mean, maybe I'll just start charging for everything. And most of my subscribers are from my zodiac readings anyway. I mean, this twin flame community, they're not very supportive. Even the other readers and stuff out here, it's like, here we go again. It's like I'm sharing my stuff, and people can call me egoic or whatever. I'm extremely intelligent and observational, okay? I can observe. I put out a video, and then I hear everybody else saying the same stuff, and I'm like, okay, but they're just saying, what I'm hearing is, what they're saying is, what I'm getting is, what... It's like, I'm sharing a specific, like, I'll tell you where I was when this happened, the question that I was asking God, the energy, okay, I mean, the very specific about where I am and when and what I'm doing, and the questions I'm asking, and everything associated with, when I share a channeled message, whatever you want to call it, okay, dream, vision, and then I see it's just, oh, we're not copying, I know, we're getting all the same, I know. But so how come people can't explain where they are and what's exactly there are a couple people I'll say that probably, and even they're iffy. So it's like, I'm going to pull back just start sharing like maybe my little walks out in nature, little the creek and stuff like that. I may still keep doing twin flame readings. I'm not sure, but those are definitely there's going to be a set price and not even a PayPal. Like unless you're in another country where it's hard for you to access, and we can work something out or whatever. But I just think I don't really want to deal with the energies anymore. It's too desperate. It's too. But I mean, I get it. So I don't want to be judgmental and I want to be patient because I've been at that stage too. But, I never went out and I used all these tarot readings online to teach me tarot. I immersed myself in it for 6 months starting not last December, but the December before. So it's been over a year. And I was just so sick. I'm like, doctor, this was my key to, it was a tool that I used to get more in tune with my spirituality, and my intuitive gifts started all coming back, and you know just figuring out what's wrong. Everything. This wasn't happening by going to doctors for years and years. So when you're almost dying, you're like, whatever, I'll try anything. Is heroin a curative? No, I didn't try that, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, do I need to smush up wasps and make a freaking tea out of, I mean, what? First you got to figure out what's going on with you, right? And I did vegan and all that, and would just fast on kombucha or anything, water, green drinks, straight up just cucumber water and celery and, just fresh juices. It wasn't doing anything. It wasn't doing any good because it wasn't about my health. I've always had great health. So for me to be that sick, there definitely was something wrong. Okay, so all the twin flame stuff came to me, blah blah blah, through the tarot because I'm online. I'm sick all the time, so I'm just and it was a nice cold winter here, so and I started my channel in May, so January, February, March, April, May, so around 5 months of just tarot immersion program. That's all I watched every day, all day, and learned everything about to what I know right now, and I still have tons more to learn, but as we all do as we grow, right? But like I give a reading and I'm trying to help people, and then the only response I get is like, the sound was shitty, or you don't use the he pronoun for God, or I mean, just these people are just probably the first time they've ever seen a video on my channel in the first place. And then to be so disobedient to, I'm giving you messages from God of how to master yourself, and you're on here complaining about sound quality. I've already said this in the last reading that I did, whatever. I've seen totally, videos that make me sick, or certain voices are just, I can't listen to it. It's just has a weird tone to it. I mean, it's just, some, whatever. It is what it is. But I'm very sound sensitive, so I, and motion, and I'm just very sensitive, okay? Clairsentient, very sensitive, and sometimes it can be a problem. So, motion and sound and different things, okay? Light, anything coming in, we're very sensitive. As are other clairsentients or sensitives, empaths, whatever, So, and I've never complained or given a thumbs down, even if it's a totally wrong. I'm like, what the hell is this? And like, just click off, right? Just go clear those energies, click off. You're going to tie your energy to a thumbs down somewhere. You're tying yourself, anchoring yourself to a negative. And it might just be, oh, it's just YouTube, it's just a thumbs down. Yeah, but we're spiritual, we're energy workers. It's more than just that. You're anchoring yourself to a negative energy, and you're tying yourself to that. That's why I don't do thumbs down. I don't tie myself. a lot of times I'll go back and delete comments because I don't want to tie myself to that. That was me in the now. It's over. Done. Okay, so anyway, I'm a little perturbed by what I see going on out here in the Twin Flame community with teachers as well as the people. Just the and you can't be focused on your twin. You need to be focused on yourself and your mission and perfecting yourself, the healing you need to do, and people say, oh, I'm healed, I'm this, I'm that. Well, are you still having sex? Are you still eating meat? Are you still, I mean, I'm not saying every once in a while we don't have a smoke or a drink or a hamburger, okay? I'm just saying we need to be more consciously aware of our thoughts, first of all. And I don't know how many times I got to say this, is just your thoughts need to be pure. And if your thoughts are just, when's my twin flame coming back? When's my twin flame coming back? That's such a third dimensional way of thinking that I don't think I'm helping anyone by doing tarot readings. So if you do want to obsess on your twin flame and all that, good, you're going to have to pay for the video then. And those who need to see it will. Or maybe it's just going to be the really, really obsessed people who are going to watch it. Or teachers that are going to incorporate my messages into their readings or whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter anymore. I have no emotional attachment to the judgment. There's, if you want to take it as judgment, that's fine. For me, it's just an observation. And I'm very intelligent. I can see the sequence of events and everything that happens. Okay, so anyway. That's why I don't openly support any Twin Flame channel. You can see all my subscriptions. I think maybe there might be one Twin Flame Evolution because they're actually on their mission, counseling people. They're beautiful, beautiful female couple. Very divine, masculine and feminine, very balanced, very unconditional love up the yin yang. I mean, they're on mission. Everyone else is just still doing tarot readings and this and that. You're just still obsessed with your twin flame. You're not really on mission. You're just focused on twin flame only. Mission includes, cleanup. How you cleaning up your world. How you cleaning up your body. You're still eating meat, smoking cigarettes, having sex, whatever. If you're still, you're in a toxic job, are you still on Facebook and all that? I'm like, you gotta clear this shit from your life. I'm telling you, it's toxic. And to me, if my mission doesn't involve ever being with my twin flame, I'm fine. I'm one of those people that and I went through that stage where you're obsessed because you're not really understanding what the path is about. But once you understand, there's enough time and space, whatever, it's the 3D world. Okay, we know what real is, but as far as 3D, there's enough time and space between you and all those events with your twin flame to where you start feeling better and better and better, more and more removed from that negativity. Okay? And I say negativity, because I don't care how cute someone is or how much cuddle time you had with them. They were a fucked up person. I don't care who it is. They're not going to be. I don't care if it's my son. I got a teenage son and he's extremely disrespectful and can't get with the program, then you can go live in a foster home. You know what I'm saying? So people need to love themselves enough to respect themselves, know themselves, have confidence in that. You don't need to steal from anybody, okay? And you don't need to put more value in someone else than you do in yourself. If you're focused on your twin flame, then you're not focused on yourself. That means you're not putting yourself first. It goes God, then self. Go back and watch all my videos. They're not going, oh, your twin flame's going to be here, this, that. I mean, if it's in the cards, then that is coming for some people. Okay, and I always have to have this disclaimer that, this could just be showing in the spirit world that we're already together. This is what we have to understand from a higher level. That's why you need to understand God, the angels, and all that stuff, because this is already happening in the higher realms. So that's why I say as above, so below. It's inevitable. So it's inevitable that they're going to change and do their shit, and you're going to change and do your shit too. And if one party or the other doesn't want to get with the program, it ain't going to happen. Because I've already told the angels, like, and I'm not ready. I got healing. I got to deal with this Morgellon stuff. I'm on this chemtrails mission. I don't know what. I'm just doing what God tells me to do. He said, no more doctors. Just compile your pictures. Show this the caseworker. Blah blah blah. We're not doing doctors anymore. Okay, and just document the chemtrails as much as possible. And I don't even have half of it documented, and that's just from when I started doing it. Who knows how much they were spraying before I even realized what was happening, but then it's like, okay, so the most important thing is to get on mission and stop focusing on the twin flame stuff so much. Like I said, until I change my mind, I could do one reading and just be like, you know what, I don't want to do twin flame weeklies or monthlies anymore. I want to share just spiritual guidance. Not even necessarily doing personal readings, because there's this energy that people think they give you money, so you better come with the best shit ever, or they think they own you and they can rush you because they paid you money and they want to know about whether they should contact their twin flame or not. So they're hurrying you for the reading because they want to figure that out, because they want to hurry up and contact their twin flame. That's the first. I've only done 2 paid readings, okay? The second one was great, connected with some great energy. But then she started asking me about my twin flame, and I said, no, what I said was, if you had any questions pertaining to the reading, not personal questions about my twin flame, no. So people think they start having some kind of like, you're their friend and they can just ask you whatever. Like, boundaries, people. Freaking boundaries. So, yeah, it's like God keeps telling me, don't associate money with with the twin flames. I'm kind of being guided to not even do the twin flame thing anymore and just go on my shamanic journey and do that, because that's really what I am. Yes, I know I am a twin flame too, and I know who my twin flame is and all this. I mean, all this undeniable stuff and these dreams I get and everything and it's different because this has never happened with me with anyone, and I've been in long-term relationships, one for 5 years, one for 9 years, and my first love in high school. I mean, it's just like that was the hardest one, and I got over that even. This is very different when you're a twin flame, okay? And it's not all hunky-dory, peaches and cream. I'm just saying it's very different. You can't push this person away. God lines you up with where you live and a job that you have and all this stuff, and it seems like boom, boom, boom happens in your life. It's very different, okay? So I think my journey was coming into the awareness of that, the whole twin flame journey and what it means, and to understand it clearly, get back with God, purify yourself, detach from the world. I'm talking about the higher learning, okay? And people are still going, oh, where's my twin flame? And I'm not trying to be judgmental, and believe me, I've been there telling my long ass story on comments and in emails and stuff. Believe me, I've been there, honeys. I understand. But, we're all on our own path. So, there's teachers out there that are going through what you're going through. Readers, teachers, healers, whatever. I'm kind of going off in a different direction here. There's big stuff that God wants me to focus on, and not so much the twin flame stuff anymore. And if I pull back from that a little bit, then it's not about views for me. Never been about that. Never been about subscribers, likes, shares, anything like that. I never talk about any of that stuff. This is me journaling my life, my personal journey. That's what my channel was all about. It was about spirituality. It's about getting closer and closer to back to your true self and God. That's the only way you can do it, is with God. With God all things are possible, and nothing is possible without God. So, we're light workers and a cleanup crew, so we got to be light working, cleaning up the world, not just, helping twin flames. There's such a broader scope, you know, this healing the world and it comes from healing ourselves first. And if we're still trapped in our ego and all we care about is physical 3D stuff instead of the message, like the sound quality or this, or you use the wrong pronoun for God and you said he, or someone pays you some money, they think they have some kind of connection with you now or something. No. Okay, so yeah, if I get any more like I said, I've had my channel for a year. I've only had 2 people inquire about a reading, and both, I mean, one person's energy, well, they both had good energy, but there was something that just made me go, man, right? I always gotta be fucking the situation up with that shit. Like, what's that line in 40-Year-Old Virgin, where like you always gotta be blowing the mood with that shit? It's like you're like, cool, you vibing with someone, and then they ask you a question. You're just like, and if she's listening, I don't mean to offend you. It's not about that, but it's just like, man, people keep just disappointing me, and it's, but it's my fault for, I get all high vibing with something, and then I'm like, huh? What the shit is that? So, that's a lesson for me. And so this is what God is telling me to just, I'll do the weekly and monthly twin flame tarot readings. I don't believe I'm going to do it masculine feminine style anymore. But it's just going to be your internal masculine and internal feminine, and you're going to have to use your own guidance to figure out what's going on with your twin and the rest of the world, because it's all projection reflection. So it's going to be a self-guided tarot reading. The masculine and feminine energies, I'm going to be speaking directly to you, the person watching the video. It's not going to be about you and your twin. There's not going to be any separation. It's just going to be the alchemy of the masculine and feminine. And that's how my twin flame readings are going to be from now on. So there's no confusion. There's no false hope. And that's another thing. There's really no such thing as false hope. Okay, hope is hope. You can't call it false. Right? So, yeah. There's no such thing as false hope. Okay? But there is such thing as self-mastery. And that's what this is about. Because until we master ourselves, we're not going to clean up the world. Morgellons, chemtrails, all this the disease, we want to save the world and help the world. Well, being stuck on twin flame stuff is not going to help that. And it feeds into people's desperation because they're still trapped in the 3D, and they crave that comfort of and we just fall back in those same patterns, like, oh, I'm lonely, are you really? No, you're not. Because once you're living in the 5D, you all the energies that are around you, it's so much beyond the physical. See, that's the thing, is getting out of the matrix, getting out of this trap of the 3D matrix, okay? And for me, my journey is to be closer and closer to God and purify my body, your energies, because everything's energy. So when you're purifying your body, your home, your job situation, your friends, your habits, your knee-jerk reactions, we have to live from our higher conscious mind. And when we do that, we realize we're never alone. Okay, God is always with you, will always love you, never leave you, nor forsake you. Hello. What human being can you say? I mean, people, you need to seriously know what's real. Okay? People are going to change. Your twin flame may come and go. Um, People have had twin flames who have died. What are you going to do now? Okay, so that's what it's like, now what? Now what? And then, okay, so it's like twin flame, all this. Okay, so where I'm at now is like healing, health, mission, seeing what's happening in the world, like really waking up to what's really happening. So I'm going to be focusing a lot on my personal health and my journey through Morgellons and healing Morgellons and sharing with, because these are people who really need help, who are suffering, who are really dying. Twin flames, you miss your twin, wham. Okay, I'm sorry. Unless you're a twin flame who has Morgellons, I'm not going to do a reading or any kind of work with you. Like, it's not going to be any more twin flame anything. So, like, you have a question, it better be about health or spirituality, Vajrayana Buddhism or something. And we'll research things together, okay? We'll do it together. But I'm not going to be sharing my dreams or channeled messages about twin flames. You know, or you could apply to the twin flame thing, but I'm going to leave the twin flame elements out of it, and you can just interpret it, apply it to your life however you want. But yeah, any dreams that I get of my personal twin flame, I'm going to keep it to myself, because I'm just sharing my journey, and then people get, you know, and there's others that are at my same level, but then everybody wants to be at a higher level than they are at, and that's natural. Everyone, you know, I'd rather surround myself with people who are vibrating higher than me, or at least at my same level, than people who are vibrating lower than me. So it makes sense that you're going to have people who are at a lower level, and don't take this in a 3D way, take it as in a natural progression of the self and the journey way, okay? Like, when I was at a lower level, I wanted to be around more high vibing people who are doing tarot cards and da-da-da. Okay, and then we have to keep emerging into the next step, the next layer, keep emerging, that emergence into into grace, emerging into grace. So what that means is higher levels of consciousness, which gets you closer and closer to God. We're gonna be talking about totally different things on this channel now. I'm still going to be doing the monthly zodiac readings just because I love tarot and those energies, and so that's going to just be a broad the energies for the month. And even if you're twin flame, you can probably get a lot from the zodiac readings. Go watch all of them if you want. I mean, there's a sign every. Well, no, I don't think I have Virgo, Taurus, or Pisces. Haha, thank God. Am I just kidding? I don't have Taurus, Virgo, or Pisces, the ones I hate the most in my fucking chart. No, I'm just joking. My best friend, like, God, some of the closest people in my life, Virgo, the one I was with for 9 years, my twin flames, Virgo. I get along very well with Virgos. But they can be selfish too. But Capricorn can kind of come off as cold, not selfish. They're very generous, but they can come off as like they don't need anybody. I'm good. But that's just our energy, and I've gotten that kind of flack from everyone my whole life since I was little. I love to be in nature. I was fine being alone. I loved being alone, and I was very sensitive, so I couldn't be around people who were negative and it just affected me too much and made me go all out of whack. You know, which is why I was going through so much with the twin flame and everything, because the way I was treated, man, that shit makes you angry. So yeah, I don't like getting angry, so I don't like to engage in lower vibrational energies. So I'm not saying I've always been at the highest vibration. Even when I was at a low vibration, there was still even lower than that around me, and I didn't want to be around those people. So, you know, and I see it like in my family, the way that they treated me, and now look at their lives, if they're even alive. If they're alive still, barely, some of them, you know, and that's like my whole family. You know, just like even my grandfather, who was a dermatologist of all things, he even like cheated on his wife, slept with the secretary, banged out this whore my dad was sleeping with who was underage, and and he's a doctor, well known in the community, rich, all that, right? And just fucking these hidden demons, okay? Um, if I've ever gone off on my channel, whatever, upset because I don't hide my shit. The spider exposes everything. That's what's happening with chemtrails and everything right now. All these Morgellons people coming for because things are getting exposed. It's not that there's more evil. This evil's always been around. Same with the light, same amount. It's always been around since the beginning. It just seems like because it's coming out of the woodwork because it's getting exposed. It's not that there's more evil, it's just it's being exposed. Okay, and our job as light worker, it's our job to expose the darkness with our light. Okay, not just try to help twin flames get into union. I mean, it's not about physical union, it's so much beyond that, and we're already connected. Okay, and I know people are like regurgitating all this stuff over and over. I'm not saying taking it from me, I'm just saying, okay, but we're forgetting, we're getting focused on as above, so below, so it's inevitable that we come into union, yes, but I mean, what I'm saying is, what if your twin flame dies? What if you do come into union, you have a beautiful union? What if something happens, now they're dead? What? Now you're going to have to rely on that 5-dimensional connection because you're not going to have it in the 3D anymore. That's over. This is what I'm saying. And just like my viewpoint on like children, if you, what if something happens to your husband? You shouldn't have so many kids to where you can't take care of them all on your own because he could leave you, he could die. I mean, God forbid, but we need to think in a more logical, practical way. And when we think more logically, which is what God is, very logical, mathematical, look at everything crystalline, look how a snowflake forms, everything perfectly arranged, numbers, patterns, okay? Then we realize, once we master that logic, we realize how real God is. And we don't have to rely on the 3D tangible version of everything to give us our truth. Oh, my twin flame called me. Oh, well, he must love you. I've had people call me and say this and that's the furthest thing from their mind. It was just manipulation. Okay? And I can have no communication in the 3D from my twin flame, and no, because of the dreams I won't even be thinking about. Like, I'm sure I have to think about them at least once a day, but it's not like it just flashes in and flashes out, just like a past memory of whatever, of anything. It comes and goes. I don't focus on him. I don't think about him before I go to sleep at night with my meditations. And it's a natural thing. It's not even pushing him away. It's just, this is where I am now because it's been so long since I've seen him and since I've all this awakening, but it's, it keeps flowing. So I'm at a good space now where it's like, I don't need, even if I reached out in the 3D, I'm not on Facebook, none of that stuff. That's just me proving to myself that I'm not afraid to do that and putting that message in a 3D way as proof out into the universe, because that's how I work with my team, because I'm so hard-headed. They know how I am. Okay, they say this would be good for you. See, because you don't want to do it. You have a fear there. You don't want to reach out. So because I was like 6 months, I don't know, like in November, the last time I reached out or something, and there's no contact back and forth. Whenever I reach out, it has to be divinely guided, and it can't be like coming from ego or anything like that, and you expect any kind of return. It's just energetically, you put that out into the universe, okay? It's not something that I'm called to do very often, and especially as I progress on my path, it's less and less and less connection to that 3D twin flame stuff. So I mean, we're connected in the astral. We're already one soul, okay? You know, if you know who your twin flame is, and you know your twin flame, and okay, so you know what you know, and no one can tell you different, and that fine, good. Know what you know, and what I know is that I'm already connected with him. He could be dead or alive right now. It doesn't matter. I'm still connected with his soul. Okay, and he with mine. I mean, obviously, if this is happening to me and I don't have any control over it, then it's definitely happening to him too. And that's what people need to. They just need to trust in God. That God is the great balancer. You know, your twin flame did you dirty and all that. They're not gonna get away with that shit. And you shouldn't be sitting around clapping yet. Yeah, ha ha. They gonna get theirs. They're gonna get theirs. Because that shows that you're right. You can't have any attachment to that. God works with you directly, works with your twin directly, everybody else directly. So we need to start shedding these 3D layered attachments and have all the spiritual work be all just to gain some material reward at the end of having your twin flame in the tangible. See, that doesn't make sense to me. It's spiritual work to get a tangible result. No, I don't agree with that. I say my opinion, and my opinion is that it's just like trying to cure like your sadness by going to the doctor and getting a pill. You know, like psychiatric drugs, or you know, getting pain reliever to cover up your pain instead of figuring out what the pain's your body's telling you something's wrong. That's what pain's all about. Rashes, this, that. It's like something. Nope, keep investigating. Nope, not that. Well, keep investigating. Nope, not that. Right. It's like, God, I'm listening. Give me some information. Oh, my crazy dad who believes in, you know, whatever, aliens, flat earth, everything, all of it. He got really sick too and started going off learning all this shit on the internet and watching YouTube constantly all day every day. So I'm like, nope, not listening to that. I'm on my Facebook. I'm right, blah 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 blah. I have lupus. I know their tests are wrong. And you know, my grandfather's higher self was working as part of my team too, through my dad. Just keep telling her about the Morgellons, even though you sound crazy old toothless goon or whatever. It's just keep telling her. You know, shit, I'm probably gonna end up like that hairless, toothless, with all this Morgellons. Well, whatever happens is what's supposed to happen. But I know that I'm not supposed to just stick to this twin flame thing. I need to like help people who really need help, who are like suffering from Morgellons, who don't even like, you know, I think it would be mandatory. If you have Morgellons, you need a microscope. Okay, once I finally got that, my dad was like, look, you probably have Morgellons. Okay, I'm sending you a microscope. I'm buy you a microscope, trinocular lens, got a digital camera, all on that. I mean, you've seen, if you go on my channel, the videos of I'm going to take a bunch of still shots and show you other things, okay, that I haven't even shown you yet, like the little bugs that come out of your... It's just, it makes me... I'm transcending that. Instead of saying it makes me, that means I'm giving my power to it. Like, I just need to come at it from like a scientist point of view and just like, this is... Okay, because there's these little bugs. I mean, I showed you the samples from I believe it was from the... Yeah, I had done a video where I showed the little samples I took out of my urine, the mycoplasma, there was a bigger glob and then a smaller glob. I kept those in the freezer, so I had some samples when I did my baking soda water cleanse, and I kept them in the freezer. Then my dad was like, look, da-da-da-da-da, about the Morgellons. I'm going to send you a microscope. Look, I'm going to get you a good one, da-da-da-da. They sent the wrong headpiece. He was like, no, send that back. You need the trinocular one so you can look at it and have the camera. I mean, my dad loves me, and I've never doubted that. That's the one person in my family that, even with all the shit he's done, the drugs, the prison, the this, the that, everything, I always knew my dad loved me, because I just felt it. I felt his heart. The things that he did, it wasn't about that. He just had a very loving heart. My loyal Libras, that's why I call them my loyal Libras, because That's what my dad is, Libra. Well, Scorpio rising, actually. So that's Scorpio energy, right? We like to get to we love truth and justice and getting to the bottom of shit, and because we want to feel good, and, you know, and feel balanced and allow ourselves to be that mush that's inside. So, but we got to be tough on the outside and, get to the bottom of things. You're not going to get to the bottom of things if you're just like, oh, my twin flame, or oh, I'm so sick all the time, or oh, I'm just dying, and God, because I've been through that stage too. You need to put on your armor, God's armor, and go, boom, what do I need to do, God? You show me what I need to do, because I can't live like this anymore. I need to know what's going on. I can't, there's nothing I can do until I know what's going on. See, that you are at an impasse. You are frozen in time without truth. Truth is the only thing that that propels you forward. Okay? You get stuck when you get out of alignment with truth. No matter how painful or whatever, truth is truth. If you're not aligned with truth, you're going to stay stuck and you're not going to progress. You're not going to be able to take any action. It's paralyzing. The lack of truth. So if you're just stuck on twin flame and when you're going to be with your twin flame in the physical and have your physical union and everything, then you're not letting truth propel you on your path. Truth is the thing that keeps guiding you along. It helps you to grow more and more and more. So, the ultimate truth is you get in union with your twin flame. And then what? It's going to be triggered all back into all that ego stuff because all you're focused on in the first place is getting together with your twin flame. And then you're just going to separate again. So that's why you need to focus on yourself and leave everything to God. Don't be expecting, he's going to show up on my doorstep. I mean, you may even get a dream. It could happen 5 years after you have that dream. Okay, and it doesn't necessarily mean that if you don't know how to interpret dreams, and you got to sit with the energies, ask God for clarity. Don't just be like, oh, boom, it must mean this about my twin flame or this or that. You got to really talk to God and ask for clarity and guidance. And then more can filter in from your dream. Like, I've had dreams years ago, and then I make connections. I'm like, whoa. So all we can do is rely on our heart where God puts our truth. And when you're in your heart space, you put yourself first. God comes first and then the self. And I'm not even going to go further past that into any other ripples. We just need to focus on that. That's the problem. We fundamentally need to focus there. And I'm going off a little bit. This is kind of a long chat, but it's okay. Those who need to hear it will, and you can digest it in chunks or whatever. I'm not trying to listen to myself talk. I felt called to share this with you guys because I just feel like a lot of people just aren't getting it. And we're not helping the problem at all. We're not helping by, the readers and spiritualists and energy workers by focusing on twin flame union. We're not helping these people who are only focused on twin flame union. We're not helping. That's not helping them. That's enabling them to stay stuck and focused on their twin flame and not their spiritual journey. And, it's not false hope, but it's feeding their false ideas about what this is all about. So I'm just going to start sharing where I am on my journey, more about Morgellons. We'll do the weekly and monthlies for the Twin Flame videos that I'm going to have a set price for, and we'll see how that goes just energetically for me, how I feel into it, and I'll see if that serves my best good, my higher good, but at any time that can change. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I might stop doing those too. But for now, we're going to try it out and see how it goes. If it seems like it's not helping people and people are just still obsessed about their twin flames, then, but like I said, the readings are going to be very different. They're not going to be divided into masculine, feminine, twin. It's going to be the masculine and feminine within you. And you being aware of that and mastering that and focused on self and your connection, direct connection with your source creator, okay? We'll study the tree of life together. I'll do numerology. There's still tons of stuff I'm going to share with you guys that hopefully you can get, extract something from and apply it to your own life. So, but yeah, like I said, quite a bit of changes. I really need to get on mission here. This is the message from God that I keep getting pelted with, that I really need to just focus on health, well-being, spirituality, sharing whatever I feel like sharing, sometimes it's going to be some tarot readings or whatever, but like I said, we're going to take the twin flame label off of all that, and so yeah, I think we'll leave it at that. I've been having the comment sections closed. I'm going to keep on with that. We'll probably monetize my channel as well, just because, old videos sitting there might as, I just figure why not. But we'll see. I have to monetize in order to charge for the weeklies and the monthly twin flame readings, tarot readings. So and or oracle, whatever I feel. I might do special ones every now and then charge $333 for a bonus one or something. But the regular ones, the monthlies, will be affordable, $222 for a whole month's worth of twin flame. It'll be like a good long reading, so there's a lot of information in there, okay? So it's well worth a couple dollars, and then the weeklies will be $111. So, yeah, so we're going to do that, and not going to be doing personal readings. God just was like, nah. I did a couple, and they never end up being, feel right for me, so I'm not going to be working individually with people. That's why I'm going to be doing the weekly and monthly twin flame readings for a set price, so that there's some kind of an exchange that's fair. And I've had my channel for a year and haven't charged or monetized, nothing. So, we're going to start making some changes. It's the solar anniversary, the solar year, the solar birthday of my channel. So now it's like I'm looking from the purpose of my channel's perspective as, how far have we come in a year? What are we focused on? What are our goals coming up? Like, okay, so that's what we're doing with our channel. We're gonna go through and cleanse it and purge it, and just like I did with my house. My landlord took my couch away. I gave him $20. I'm like, yeah, please take it. It'll make me feel better. This is a personal favor. You don't have to do this as my landlord. So, I said, at least it'll cover the dump. Where he has to take my couch and then, take himself out to eat or whatever, cover his gas. So that felt really good. I got a huge box of thrift store stuff out of here that's been just in my way in the utility room. So that where I have my washer and dryer, that room is opening up, and there's a nice bright window in there. The sun comes in. I see my beautiful locust trees in bloom outside. So everything's opening up, being cleansed and emptied. And it was so funny because the perfect timing of the couch, and I know this is a very 3D thing, but it was wasn't supposed to come till today, which was Friday. And I'm like, wouldn't that be this perfect divine timing if the couch was here right when he came to take the old one out, because he couldn't help me till Thursday. So I'm like, wouldn't that be perfect timing? I opened the door when my landlord comes over, and he's like, my big fake leather futon is in the cardboard box sitting on the porch or what. I'm just like, And that's so funny because I had the thought the day before. I'm like, they said it was going to be here Friday, but wouldn't that be perfect if it came? Because this was after I'd made the arrangements with my landlord. I'm like, wouldn't that be perfect divine timing to surrender and release to that? And how to end up be the most perfect divine timing. And it was. It was like, and he came over in the morning, so it couldn't have, the UPS between, he came over at like 11, so that it only had a window period of like a few hours because from 8 I guess they start delivering. So I mean, it's just perfect, but so these little things. And just, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, the falcon at the when the water that I recorded and showed you guys yesterday. And the gold. So when I was standing at the pool area before I showed the golden wave that someone had spray painted along the wall there at the where I was, the little park, and I said that's the pool. I showed the pool and I showed the little spray painted golden wave. Well, right before that, I was standing at the front, and I was like, oh, there's people in there swimming. Oh, I remember when I used to swim in chlorinated pools. That stuff's so toxic. But anyway, I mean, it says they have to warn you right on the pool, right at the pool, the hot tub or whatever, that there's chemicals known to the state of California, known to cause cancer, and they're using the chlorine in the pool and everything. So anyway, that's why I don't. I'll go to the river or whatever. I'd rather swim in a swamp and take my chances than that shit. Yeah. So be careful with chlorinated swimming a lot in chlorinated pools. Everyone lets their kids go to the pool. It's, oh my god. It's I mean, if you open your eyes underwater and you get that like blurry vision, I used to get that as a kid, and you know what that is? It's the chemical burning the skin over your retina and clouding your vision. So goggles are very important if you are going to take your kids to the just cancer swamp of chemical chlorine pool. Oh god. Take him to the river where you can ground out. Take him to the beach, the river, the ocean, the lake. The swimming pools that God gave us. So, yeah, I don't want to get off on a tangent there, but can't even remember what I was talking about now. Yeah, the divine timing, just surrendering to that. You'll see how all these little magical things. So anyway, I was standing by the pool. That's right. And so I was looking in the front, and the gate was open, and I was like, oh, okay. So I just kind of had like this clear view, and it was just like a few older people doing their lap swims, and it was very peaceful and quiet. But then it wasn't too long before I started thinking about the chemical and chlorine and all that. So I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna walk back around and go back home and everything. And the hawk or the falcon came back over from, I was at the other side of the park, okay, and then it came over when I was in front of the pool, and I said, if you're the falcon, reveal yourself to me now. And it flew out of the tree and circled over my head like 3 times, and then kind of went over to the side a little bit, like where the pool was, right next to me, and called its, I think it had some little babies. But that's definitely, because hawks don't really, falcons have a certain screechy, they're very vocal, they have a very screechy kind of a call. They're my number one totem animal is the falcon and the crested blue. Of course the crows, I mean everyone's totem, it's a gatekeeper, it's the receptacle of the key, it's the lock that holds the gate. Okay. Anyway, so everyone really has crow, but it's not necessarily a totem. It's kind of like the overseer of all totems is the crow. But so the falcon came to me, and it was right after I said that intention of, because I was going, are you the hawk or are you the falcon? Or I'm like, show yourself to me. If you're, because I already knew that call because I've had falcons before where I was living in a couple different spots, and as well as the crested blue. So they're very vocal Very vocal birds. So, and they have a very distinct call. And of course, and then we had a butterfly fly up to us and around us. The dragonflies. So there was a big, beautiful, like aqua-y kind of colored one with some yellow, and then the cute little, the little tiny little like purplish, like the violet ones. They were all over, just surrounding us. The magic, and it's like if you're a shaman, you'll know because animals will be attracted to you everywhere you go. Um, Even wasps will want to come into your house. Wasp is a very divine mother energy. So just, you know, we need to start paying attention to the little things that we just go around. We dismiss this little brown, little plain looking bird. This is bringing you a divine message, but you're not going to receive it because you're walking down the street and looking at your phone. When's my twin flame going to text me? Right? And you're missing out on so much when you're doing that. Like, God has so much to give you, so much for you to receive. Just the animal shamanic journeys alone, just going just a few blocks to a, 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 um, a park or something. I mean, you can have magical experiences. That's what it's about, right? That enchantment, the Michael card with the unicorn, that violet high vibrational, that's what we want to get to. We want to reach that, the magic, the enchantment, feeling it's so enchanting, the water and the elementals, and oh my gosh, it's beautiful, beautiful. That's what I want to share with people. That's where I want people to get to. um you know, and union two eventually too, or whatever, but we can't be focusing on that's a divinely orchestrated thing when things are ready. And if you want to try to force it before it's ready, then you're going to go back into separation again. And you know, you need to just surrender to God's will, work on your own self mastery and reaching that magic, that enchantment, that the whimsy of life. Okay, because we got fucking chemtrails and Morgellons and all kinds of shit we got to deal with. I'm saying we as a collective, even if you don't have Morgellons, I mean, the chemtrails, that's what's coming. I mean, they're killing us. They're doing this thing. It's happening. We need to wake up to the bigger picture. I don't care if you call it Illuminati or oligarchy or whatever. It's the evil that wants to torture us and feed off that low vibrational energy. So by being energy workers, keeping our vibration high, that enchantment, that magic, the violet, okay, then it's self-eliminating. Okay, that's the process. It's just like taking a shit. That's what we're gonna do with all these demonics. If you're not harmonic, you're just gonna be excrement. Okay. So you don't want to be excrement, right? We want to be the high vibe and stuff because I want to see the kingdom. Like in its perfection, ideal, state the way God intended, with none of these blood sucking parasites. These Mandela motherfuckers created all mosquitoes and teas and flicks. That actually sounds some flicks and teeth. That sounds no tea. Fleas and ticks and everything that sucks blood and feeds off of somebody else. Okay, as above, so below. Okay, so what the demonics? Okay, that's demonry. That's demony, not harmony. So all these things, viruses, bacterias, things that aren't beneficial, that actually are like blood-sucking vampires. Okay, they're in the form of people. Because they're created by a lower vibrational frequency, or they're being, people can be influenced, lower themselves to that frequency and allow for all kinds of demonic everything. You know, I used to be more low. All I cared was about my boyfriend and being in my relationship and having jealousy issues and anxiety and la 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 la. Right, and that's why I was so lower vibrational, and wasn't even realizing how sick I was. Once I awakened, learned the tarot, got back with God, did all this stuff. You know, as soon as I met my twin flame, boom, that month I developed a patch of a rash on the side of my finger. That was the first stage of my body pushing this shit out that I had probably since, I would say, right around 30, very late 20s, 28, 29, if I was still in my 20s. So, like right around 30, because I remember exactly when these little black hairs started shooting straight up out of my scalp, and all the rest of my hair was laying down flat. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, my hair is changing into my dad's hair. I'm like, but he's got wavy hair. Why is it sticking up? And these are so thick and straight, not wavy like my dad's hair. Straight, sticking straight out. And that movie, The Fly, kept coming to me. I mean, I had a dream where I pulled this big, thick black hair out that looked almost like the core of a feather without the feathery stuff on it. In that movie, Black Swan, where that happened to her. All these synchronicities were showing me this black hair stuff. And Morgellons, when I first found out what it actually means, it's like this thick, like black hair, the thick hair disease. Okay, but what it's from, and I'll show you when I have, I'm going to work on, I need to take still shots of the slides, and I'll show you what these little things look like. Looks like a little turtle body, one segment with little like grasshoppery springy legs on the back, and the head looks kind of like an ant head or termite head or whatever. But the teeth are all the same exact shape and size, like little triangles, like you would cut for like a jack-o'-lantern, just like perfect triangle razor to a point, real sharp, okay? Very sharp. And all even, all same size all the way around. But on its head, it has like these, they look like hairs kind of, because the way they kind of are angled back a little bit, and they look like really thick black, these hair kind of things, okay? And on the head, where they start coming out of your scalp when you're infected with this stuff. That's usually the first sign. Well, for me it was. And so tracing all the way back, that was when I was with the Virgo I was with for 9 years, right when we moved to 3 Indigo Drive at Azure at Lakeville Square. Azure was my oldest friend. Any of you who have followed me, I've told these stories. But anyway, 3 Indigo Drive, my life path number is 3, the Christ consciousness, number of ascended masters, blah, blah, blah. Indigo Drive, okay? I think our apartment was 103 too, but anyway. 3 Indigo Drive. And I believe that was, we'll see, we broke up. We were only there for a year, and I believe I was 30, because I was right around when my sister died. Yeah, I was about 30, I want to say. So 30, 31. So about for 10 years. So, and then I didn't meet my twin flame till 2013. August 2013 is when the rash, all kinds of weird symptoms really started up. But before, when I was just the black hairs, I was getting a lot of migraines, vomiting, which I had last night too, but that I think had to do with me not fasting, and then the doctor's appointment stress after I released that and purged that. And so, but yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying, how so many people are probably infected and don't even know it until they start raising their vibration and healing spiritually. You'll start feeling like you're getting really sick if you do have Morgellons or any disease. You could have cancer, latent cancer. So I mean, cancer is already in your body. That's just something activates, and these cells turn into cancer cells. Okay. So all the disease you could ever develop basically is already inside your body. It gets turned on when you're lower vibration. So, because you're just opened up for everything, right? So, but those who have been maintaining a very high level of spiritual enlightenment for years and years and years, they probably haven't been infected because they've only been spraying since I would say 1980. I think was the first time. And I'll link that video below. Like I said, I'm gonna put it in every video. Um, Phoenix Rising. She talks all about Morgellons, chemtrails. Did all kinds of very in-depth research. Got names, dates, everything. Places, the town, the specific town where they released these mosquitoes that were infected with the something myalgia or whatever the scientific word is. I gotta memorize that, but it's the scientific word for the layman's term of chronic fatigue syndrome. Okay, no, it's a real disease that they infected mosquitoes with and then released them over a town in Florida. Okay, in 1980, I believe. Anyway, I'll post the video link below. The channel's name is Phoenix Rising. It's the first video on her channel. She only has about 7. Okay, so once you raise your vibrational frequency, see, that's the work we need to do. And we do that with thought first. Okay, because then we have an emotion and then we act out of that emotion. So our thoughts have to be pure so that our emotions are just love-based, heart-centered. Okay, but it comes from the highest thought that you can have. Then you have the highest feeling you can have, but it's directly connected with that thought. Okay, and then your emotion is the emotion. Now you're going to emote. Now you're going to act on that feeling that came from the thought. So now your actions will be pure. A pure manifestation of your thought. Thought, feeling, action. So we need to have our thoughts pure. Okay, so once we can master our thoughts, we can raise our vibration, we can self-master, because like I said, the emotion is directly connected to the thought and the action directly connected to the emotion. So if we can master our thoughts, everything else is mastered. Okay, because they all come from the thought. Look at what a master manifestor God is, because of the purest thought, right? The purest thought gives the purest emotion of unconditional love, and then look what is created from that. Look around you, the natural world, right? Oh my God, it's like a dream. If there was no houses and telephone wires and stuff oh yeah, I just got a notice from PG&E that they're going to be replacing all these telephone poles, like 300 of them, probably the whole town. I don't know, with the LED ones. We already have one over here that, yeah, it'd be on and then it'd flick off right when I'd look at it. And so, I don't know. Targeted individuals, blah, blah, blah. Morgellons. Okay, hello. It's all part of the whatever. So, yeah, so they're doing that now. So they're going to, people who know about, I'm not going to go into everything. You can go research it on your own. LED lights, LED light fixtures, and how the government is using those. Okay, so yeah, these are the things we need to be more focused on, and not in a negative, like, oh, the Illuminati, da 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 da, and be angry and opposed. No, we just need to raise awareness, and that's how evil gets exposed, by raising awareness to what's happening. Okay, and that's my main goal. That's my mission right now, is to raise awareness about chemtrails, Morgellons, and really stay focused on that, because that's why God blessed me with this disease. And I'm so freaking hard-headed that it had to happen this way. So, yeah, I've really been thinking about the growth of my channel and how far it's come and where we're going with it. And so, yeah, we're going to be implementing more and more of that. The things that I think we really need to be focused on, and me personally. So that's what I'm going to share on my channel. And because I love you all and I actually care, and I don't want people to stay stuck and be misled or misguided. So we really need to bring it back to self. And not bring it back to self in hopes that we're going to get our twin flame or get something out of it. What you get out of it is so much more than anything you can put your finger on. Okay, it's beyond the 3D, the rewards of this. Okay, so yeah, I hope a lot of you will be looking forward to that. Those who are my like true, soul tribe family out here. Um, I appreciate each and every one of you, beautiful dear souls. So let's do this together. And if I'm gonna, my email is always there. So if there's anything interesting someone wants to share, like, hey, I found this really cool website, and they talk a lot about, you know, it's a blog for people who what they've used to try to clear their house, home, and body of Morgellons and what they're doing, and this person who's getting a class action lawsuit together, blah blah blah. I mean, things like this. Like, okay, that's what I want to be, who I want to be networking with, and what I want to be doing is really getting people together for true healing, awareness, action, true activists. Okay, that's what I feel like I am in my core. Born on Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. I mean, I just have that essence, that cardinal Capricorn activist, like injustice. All I care about is truth and justice, and executing God's will down here. That's my mission. That's my purpose. So we need to go bigger and bigger and bigger with it. Like, dream big. Well, we need to do big. We need to act big. We need to be all about truth in a big way. So that's what we're gonna do over here. And it was, oh my gosh, right when I said over here, I looked at the clock and it said 1 hour 11 minutes and 11 seconds. So over here, that's in the now. Okay, 11:11. That's being in the now. One with source in the now. That's what I just got from that message. So that's what we need to do. Be one with ourselves, one with God, and be right here in the now, because that's the only way to be. And we can't be connected with ourselves or our Creator if we're not right here in the now, always in the now, never in the future or the past. We use those as tools, as reference points. So I love you all. That was just so cool. I love you all. Peace be upon you all. And of course, blessings to each and every one of you.